Oh, good morning to you, good morning. Friday, the 9th of June 2023. Goodness gracious. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to go to the shops, that's the first thing. Or, as we say, faire mes courses. I've been delegated to do a little bit of shopping for friends. That's always good. Actually, it amuses me because it's actually a complete pain in the derriere. Well, there's the chaps laying out the strings because on a Friday afternoon, of course, we have a very small market here in Azay-le-Ferron. Yeah, so go and do a little bit of shopping. Let's let all this traffic pass. Oh no, that one's turning in, so we'll... There we are. Now, if you live in Azay-le-Ferron, we don't have very many shops. Sadly, our little Vival, which was here on the left, has closed. Just not enough business for it to stay open. By the time you've paid the wages of people. So if you want to go shopping, you've got a choice. You've got several choices. You can do an awful lot of shopping in Mézières-en-Brenne. The market there on a Thursday is very good, and people tell me that you can live completely just by buying everything you need from the market at Mézières. Yeah, okay. Unless, of course, you do a lot of building work, in which case you need to go to one of the building supplies places. And I choose to go to Isère-sur-Creuse, but of course I could instead choose to go to Châtillon-sur-Indre, where there is also a supermarché and a bricomarché, and a very nice market, and yeah, it's pretty much it's the same distance. You can argue about the odd few hundred metres. Some people love Châtillon, some prefer Isère. Or we could go to Pouilly-sur-Claise, which is quite a pleasant town with lots of shops. Or La Roche-Posay, which is a delightful little town. For those of you that think in terms of holidays, La Roche-Posay might be a very good place to go. There's mineral springs in La Roche-Posay, and so there's a couple of hotels that specialise in mineral spring health treatment sort of stuff. And it's got the full range of every shop you could possibly want. One of my neighbours, Eric, he every Thursday will do a bit of a run around many places, including Le Blanc. And for the English speakers looking at the map, what you're actually looking for is the name of the town, Le Blanc. But if you ask a Frenchman where is Le Blanc, you will get a blank look. Le Blanc. And you don't go to Le Blanc, you go Au Blanc. But there we are. What we can see in front of us, of course, is the church at Martizay, catching the morning sun. whoever designed that church, whoever put the spire on it, knew what they were doing. As you can see, it's the tallest building all around. It makes you think a little heavenwards. But I'm going to turn you off, slow down, go over the speed bump, and I'll see you the other side of Marchesay. Well, the weather forecast today says it's going to be hot, but it does say that we should have a little drop of rain this afternoon. That will be very good. We certainly need it. Right, we'll slow down for the speed limit here. One of these days I really ought to stop here and just have a walk round. It's a little hamlet, and I don't think there's much here. I've got a strong feeling if I did walk round, people would look at me a bit odd. No, this is not one of the great tourist destinations of France. White sign with the 70 and the line across it, that tells me that the 70 limit has stopped, so I can now thrash along at 90 if I wish to. Don't think I wish to just along this little bit, but it's nice to be allowed, isn't it? One of the things that British and American arrivals here take a little bit of getting used to. Of course, all the signs, all the speed signs, the direction boards, they all have a number on them, which tells us how many kilometres it is. You know, 70 kilometres an hour or 14 kilometres to the next town. And we're all wired to think in miles. You know, I've been driving cars for a week or two now, and I think in miles, and I know how far 14 miles is. It's quite a long way. So you see a sign that says 14. Well, of course, 14 kilometres is nothing like 14 miles. So you actually start to get used to the idea that you get to places, it feels as if you get to places quicker. You don't, it's just that you're still thinking in miles and all the signs are in kilometres. But over time you sort of do adapt to it. You know, I started driving cars when I was 17. As I say, that was that last year that I was 17? Oh no, last century. Okay. But yes, you'll see a sign that says 11. 11 miles, no, not miles, kilometres. Of course, one of the reasons that the stop sign is written in English is because only a stupid Englishman wouldn't stop there. Some of these stop signs, yeah, they are necessary, but when you look at the junctions, some of them, yes, well, you really have to stop. There's a good crop of marshmallows. That should keep the marshmallow suppliers of Europe busy for the next few months, shouldn't it? On the other side we see great bales of grass or hay or whatever. It's a very important crop. You know, it keeps the cattle going through winter. Yes, so Isère-sur-Creuse is 8 kilometres. Only be the 9th of June, but these fields look pretty close to being ready to cut. Dead trees there. Yeah, I dare say that someone will be along to turn them into firewood. Is it the book of Ecclesiastes? There's a time for everything under the sun, a time to gather up stones and a time to throw stones away. I'm sure one of you will correct me if I got that wrong. But this morning I was gathering up stones. I went shopping. This afternoon we're going to the déchetterie. And I was a little bit keen to get it done before it rained because I didn't want soggy stuff in the car. According to the weather forecast this morning, by now it was supposed to be raining. Well, I think we can agree it isn't. But it has a feeling that, you know, it's that very sort of sticky weather. It's hot, it's very humid. I think if we do get a drop of rain, it could be that sort of exciting, sort of very bouncy sort of rain, I think. So we'll go to the déchetterie, throw some stuff away, get back, find things to do. Might involve cooking and a bit of fish. And a courgette, maybe some peas. Right, to the déchetterie. Look at that, traffic jams on the way to Mézières-en-Brenne. Oh, quelle horreur. This road is marked to tell us where we can and can't overtake, but the simple truth is there's a lot of lumps and bumps in it, and overtaking is a dodgy business on this road. You know, you can see the centerline markings, you can see it's got arrows all the way along telling you get over your side, and these little gentle undulations, they don't look much, but for passing a tractor and trailer, see, I'm now on a blind hill, so the arrows quite sensibly are telling me get over. Truth is, the distance I'm going, if I stayed behind the tractor, it wouldn't really put that much time on my journey. Whereas if I overtook and ran smack into the front of a tractor coming the other way, that might make me the very late Harry Faber. Yeah, I forgot, you lot actually enjoy going to the déchetterie, don't you? I did the first couple of 100 times. Yes, right, we're going to go back through Mézières, back through Paulnay, back to Azay-le-Ferron. I might just, oh, that was a little bit quick for that pump. I might just run round the block here because I saw something that I think some of you might like to see. Well, that's obviously a Porsche, and that obviously isn't a Porsche. Yeah, That's a funny thing to find in a back street. Oh, look at that Volvo Saint. They were never called the Saint, but because it was the car that appeared in the film or the television programme The Saint, it sometimes gets called that. What is it, a P1800? Right. I thought you might just like that little diversion. You probably are all going to say, why didn't I stop and go and film them? Well, I've got my reasons. We're crossing the River Clays. We're going to turn left because the arrow to the left says toute direction. Doesn't matter where you're going, you turn left. You might be going to Paris or Madrid, but you turn left. Now, the regulations around disposal of waste, you're not allowed to take anything from the tip. But if you are talking to someone outside the tip and some of the things in the back of his car end up in the back of your car, that's perfectly legal and okay. And you might say, well, they're two interesting tiles. Yes, sorry, I was interrupted by a furry four-legged thing that thought it was time to eat something. So, yes, two roof tiles. One of them is broken, one of them isn't. They're both very old, and they're both, as roof tiles go, quite an attractive thing, aren't they? But what I found interesting is when we turn them over. They were made at No Marafin, and yes, my mate who keeps giving me Brussels sprout plants now owns the old brickworks at No Marafin, and yeah, so I do wonder if I complain about this tile breaking to him, I do wonder what he'll say. Maybe he'll just tell me that the Brussels sprouts are compensation.